Hey guys, I am back in Ekpe, and the reason I'm here today is because one of our diaspora people reached out about a property he saw on Instagram and is interested. So he wants me to give my professional advice as to whether you should buy the property or not. So I've seen the document of the property, everything looks good, but then I want to see the property physically to be sure that the location is actually what it is based on what we saw in the videos, right? So the property in question is in Imota, but I'm in Ekpe here. I am waiting for the company's inspection team. I think they're coming from Untitled, so we can meet at Ekpe here. I'm at Ontario. It's a popular restaurant in Ekpe. People who come to Ekpe very well would know Ontario. It's just opposite what's it called, Agbowa Resort and Spa. Agbowa Resort and Spa is just here, right? So the property in question now is one of those cheap, or let me say affordable properties, 800,000, 1 million, and by the price you automatically know it's not a titled property. So properties like that, I tell people it requires extra caution, right? It requires extra caution because sometimes when a property is unnecessarily too cheap, that alone could be a red flag. But I'm not saying it's a bad investment, but it could be a red flag. So this particular property now, I think it's 800,000 or so. And when the property is that cheap, you want to ensure that you ask the right questions. Although properties like that is what the majority of the buying population can afford. People want something cheap so they can, the economy is hard, people are struggling. So people want something cheap so they can also be part of the real estate thing. But now, is it safe to invest in such property? Now that's a big question. So I think that's a yes and no thing, right? It's a no because if you're going to buy a property like that and you're not ready to do any form of due diligence, then don't bother buying it, right? But it's a yes. It's a yes now if you're willing to ask the right questions, you're willing to carry out proper due diligence before buying such property, then you can go ahead. Because if it's going to be a bad investment, in the course of carrying out proper due diligence and asking the right questions, you would know whether it's something you're going to go ahead with or not. So when buying a property like that, what are the questions you need to ask? What are the things you need to do? So firstly, you need to first chart the land, right? You need to chart the land to be sure that the land is completely free from any form of government encumbrance, and be sure that it's a land that you can process a title on, right? Then you now have to ask the developer, if you're buying from a real estate company, is it going to be you perfecting the title yourself? I mean, you the investor, are you going to be perfecting the title by yourself? If that's going to be the case, you want to start making plans for that almost immediately. But if it's going to be a thing where the company is going to process the global CFO on the property, makes sense. Then you need to ask the company, what are the plans for that? Are they intentional about it? What are the evidences they have to back that claim up? So if those questions can be answered and you're sure that everything looks good, the company is going to process the title or you're going to be doing it yourself, then you can go ahead with it, right? So in the case of this property now, the property does not have a CFO yet because I think they were selling for 1.5 million and now they're doing a Christmas promo, which is why they're selling for 800,000. So that alone explains the fact that it does not have a CFO yet. So now the company has plans to process the global CFO. But what are the plans? Because I've asked them those questions. What are the plans they have? What are the evidences they have to back it up? So fortunately now, the company have made, impressive efforts. They've applied for the CFO. They've sent all the application form to me. I've seen it. And they've sent their survey as well. And another impressive thing about their own CFO process is that they don't just have a file number, right? They've also gotten to a stage in the CFO process where their information about that title has been published. When you're processing CFO, it's in stages, and publication is also part of the stage. So I've seen the evidence, it's been published, and that's impressive. But like I said, it does not mean the CFO is ready yet. But compared to a lot of developers in this part, most people just get file number and then they just end the whole thing there. But this ones they've gotten file number, and the information about the CFO has also been published, which I think is impressive. So which is the reason why I'm thinking I'm going to give this person a go ahead to buy. That is after seeing the property myself, and I'm convinced that it's a good location, right? So another thing we're also going to do is that if you're going to proceed to making payments, necessary agreements are going to be tied to clauses in the contract of sale, like this CFO now, because it's not ready yet. We're going to tie it to the clause as well. The company must complete the CFO procedure. So if they're not going to complete it, there's going to be a legal penalty for that, legal implication for not doing that. And other promises to be made about the project. Everything has to be completed, and it has to be tied to necessary clauses in the contract of sale. That's why I said, if you're investing into affordable properties like this, you need to ask the right questions just to protect yourself, right? If it's a thing where you're going to be processing the CFO by yourself, good and fine. Chat the land, be sure that it is something you can actually process CFO on, then start the process if you have the money. But if it's a thing where the company is going to process the global CFO for the property, it makes sense, right? Just ask the right questions, tie all necessary promises and agreements to clauses in the contract of sale, then you're protected altogether. So that's what we're trying to do now. I'm still waiting for the company's representative. I think they have inspection team or something. So by the time they get here, I should be done with my breakfast, and then we can move to the site together. I just hope to get here on time, because I think the MD sent a message not long ago that their boss broke down or something, and they're trying to fix it. So by the time we leave here, when we get to the site, I'll show you guys what the site looks like. If you also think it's a good investment for a person who wants to buy. So guys, I'll see you guys later when we get to site. The site is actually at Agbowa, not Imota. I think I was given the wrong information before. So we just drove past the Agbowa roundabout now, and we're driving straight to the site. It's just on this road. So that's the company's inspection boss in front of me, and we're driving straight to the site. But I can't really say how many minutes it's going to take for us to get to the site, but let's find that out together. We just go to where the property is now. I think it's a good one, right? Because it's facing an existing road, right? But I think my only reservation is just that from the Agbowa roundabout driving all the way here, a road exists already, but the road is not so good. And I think that's because people are not necessarily living here for now. It's not necessarily habitable. But I know in the near future, in the next couple of years, but I think for 800,000, 1.5, I think it's not bad. But driving, we drove like almost 20 something, 30 minutes though, from Agbowa and about here. And the road almost messed up my car a little, but it's all good. We're here. So it's a good one. Like I said, one of the things one would just have to do is to ensure that, the developer finish the CFO, right? Finish the CFO of this property. It would make sense. And those will require some specific clauses, some very important clauses in the contract of sale. So it's a good one. But I think I still have some questions I need to ask the developer. Some things I still personally need clarity on before I can give my client to go ahead. For someone who's been in this industry for a while, no location is necessarily too far, especially if there's accessibility. The road is not so good, but a road exists and it's facing that road. So I think for that reason it's good. But like I said, there's still a couple questions I still need to I still need to ask the developer to get more clarity, and that's about some layout and other things within the estate, because I was told the phase 1 and phase 2 are in the same, like, are together here, and the person here can't really explain that. Where is the phase 1, where is the phase 2, so it's okay. This is Ogun State though, not Lagos State though. It's Ogun State. It's good, but man, driving inside there is not so easy. So that's about that for today. So I'll see you guys again another day. So it is what it is. I think my guy would like it. I think my client will eventually buy here, but let's see how it's going to go. All right. I'm really tired. The sun, man. Ulagba. Guys, we're just leaving the site now. Man, this road, god damn, gotta be careful. Man, we're just leaving the site and we're literally driving out of the bush, bro. The road, like, I think this road is the road that leads to Shagamu from Agbowa. But man, the road needs to be fixed, but it's motorable, but I don't know. You see the way I'm using boat all the time, the road is not so good. It's not so good. And we're just driving out of the estate now, right? And I think we're like 5-6 minutes already, and we're still going, right? We're still going. So sometimes these are the things you have to face. Man. So that's about it for today, guys. We've checked out the property. The location wise, it's not so bad. It's okay for a property selling for 800,000 with CFO. I think it's not a bad one, right? But like I said, we still have to discuss some things with the property owner, the developer, to see if they can agree to our conditions for the necessary things to be tied to specific clauses in the contract of sale, so everybody's protected and everybody's happy, right? So that's how we're going to run it. So I think I'll have to call it. We have to call it today for today, so I can focus on my driving, because I'm literally videoing and driving at the same time, and I'm not so comfortable doing that. I don't know how these live streamers do it, looking at the camera and driving. I'm not so much of a pro. I have to be careful. Alright guys, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow, or let's just say in the next video.